Welcome to my first episode of Scott's Kitchen. Today, before you begin, you have to put on your Steelers cooking jacket. Let me show it to you. It's even got the Steelers on the back. We're going to make Denver Post green chili, and I should have sent you the recipe if you're watching this. If not, I'll go ahead and copy it for you on this video.
One good thing about this recipe that I like so much is the simplicity. It has only 4 dry seasonings. That's ground cumin, dark chili powder, dried oregano, and garlic powder. So go ahead and combine those into a small little container before you start. You can use a 32-ounce can of whole tomatoes, or 3 pounds or 5 or 6 large tomatoes equal about the same amount. I like to roast my jalapenos and the tomatoes on a grill for a nice taste.
Cut the little cores out, like so, and then cut them in half.
I have my tomatoes halved right now, along with the jalapenos that are halved. And here they are.
Color. Now I'm going to take them out for roasting. But remember, if you want to keep it simple, just buy the whole can of tomatoes. Just look at that. Now preheat your grill and spray it with some Pam, see? But watch out for the flames. Woo! Dang. Okay, here we go. Listen to that sizzle. Just listen to that. How they slide. Jalapenos. Okay, as those are roasting, let's go in the house and make the pork. Go ahead and preheat that browning pan right now with about a 1/4 cup of oil. Remember, don't add the meat in there until it's nice and hot. Here we have our 2 pounds of pork all diced up and ready to go. I diced these up to the size of a nickel to the size of a quarter. Okay, let's turn those peppers. Oh, looking good. Gotta check those tomatoes. See what we got. Getting there. About halfway done. It's been about almost 10 minutes. Here's my spice racks. Look how big these come out. Look at all those then on this side. Got another bunch of spices. Oh, they're looking pretty good. Let's flip one. Another one here. They've been on here for about 20 minutes. They're done. Stick them into a container like this so you can mash them with a potato masher. Let's go ahead and get a small container now to place your 4 dry spices in. Not pictured is the oregano. Let's not forget that. Go ahead and cut your onion now. Cut it nice and thick, just like this. Have them chopped up pretty big. That way, when you slow cook them, the onions get really small. So after you slow cook them, you'll still see them and have that nice onion touch.
Ah, yeah.
Brown that pork up. That preheated skillet, medium high. Got my dry spices ready to go. Mix it in there. Look how good that's starting to look. Let's add the spices. All in there now. Looks like once it's blended with the dry spices, look at the nice dark brown roux or juice that's created. Yeah, let's go ahead and mix this up a little bit. Look at how good this is starting to look. Let's go ahead and cover it now for about 45 minutes.
While that's cooking, let's go ahead and mash our tomatoes and cut our jalapenos up.
Got them all stacked together tight. I'm going to go ahead and chop these. My diced jalapenos, roasted and chopped or diced. You don't have to roast them, but I just think it brings out more flavor when they're roasted. And along with the tomatoes. Smash those tomatoes with the potato smasher. all mashed up. And let's add the jalapenos. And churn them up a little bit. On the pork right now, it's been going about almost an hour. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Pour it in, add your tomato paste, which I just did right there. And I'll mix it in, and then get ready to pour it onto the pork. You can see that the tomatoes are still a little chunky, but that's okay. They're mashed, and the slow cooker will break all these down into smaller pieces. I'm gonna have to add the green chilies. I forgot to take them out of the freezer, so I keep them in the freezer in little packs because these are fresh roasted hatch chilies done once a year at the Albertsons store. So you pack them, you buy them, pack them up in little packages, and you can use them for sandwiches and recipes later. I did a quick thaw out on my green chilies, my frozen ones. That's why I'm saying when you do your recipe, do at least 2 cans of the hatch roasted chilies instead of 1, because it's really a good part of the recipe. Put my semi-frozen green chilies in there. Get your tomato sauce and jalapeno mix, and pour it in there. Oh my gosh, so good. Use 1 32-ounce container of collagen chicken broth. Go ahead and dump all that in there. Man, I should have got the bigger pot. Mix it all together, like so. And look, it's starting to form a nice color. Oh, man, you guys are gonna love this. Okay, we're gonna wait on that to boil. What we do is get your crock pot and plug that baby in and get it pre-warmed. This is why I like to use whole chilies, or whole green chilies, that is. And you can see if you get them diced, they're gonna get lost in this recipe. Look at that. How nice those are. Even so, these will still cook down and be a little bit small, but at least you'll be able to see them and know that you're eating some hatch chilies in this thing. So buy them whole and cut them up. Fairly large when you cut them. I'm going to go ahead and take a little taste of this right now, so I can describe it to you. Very tomatoey. It's got the heat of a jalapeno in it. A little bit stinky, a little bit hot, but once that goes in the crock pot for about 4 hours, that'll all blend right into a delicious. Stirring it. Just look how chunky that is right now. Just think if you added 1 pound of pork to that, you wouldn't have it as hearty as this. So if you're going to do it right. Make a little extra because it'll go quick. Okay, let's go ahead and move it over towards the crock pot. She's over there watching her vampire movies. Or whatever. Vampire, what's it called?
Anyway, you want to help me fix that?
Yeah. I'm her mother.
Well, it's in my video. Okay, we're going to transfer this into the crock pot. I poured the excess chicken broth in here because I didn't have enough room to fit it in here. So here we go. Let's transfer it over. Look at the steam.
Please don't ask my mother for her opinions.
We're about 4 hours into crock potting this chili on low heat. Let's go ahead and take a look at it.
This dish is thickening up now. It's tasting really good. I know it's been 4 hours, and I would say add 1 more hour and make it 5 hours total, because I tasted the pork and the pork is really super tender and starting to fall apart, and we don't want to make it completely fall apart and lose that chunkiness. So 5 hours on low would do this. That's Rex, my co-producer and taster. As you can see, that was Denver Post chili. I hope you enjoyed that. There's no salt added. This is a very healthy dish, and I hope you enjoy it. Till next time, we'll see ya.